Let's play Trivia Grid. Let's see the categories. We have What Number, Movie Villains, House of Cards, AKA, and Around the World. Our first round is What Number. All the answers in this round contain a number. Okay, let's have a look at our first question for 10 points. How many events make up a triathlon? That's 3 events. Nice and easy to start with. Okay, let's see our 20-point question. What name is given to the lowest possible temperature? Remember, all these answers contain a number. It's called absolute zero. Okay, let's see the 30-point question. It was a pleasure to burn is the opening line from which dystopian Ray Bradbury novel? That's Fahrenheit 451. Okay, now the 40-point question. Henry Fonda played juror number 8 in a famous 1957 film about how many angry men? There are usually 12 members of a jury, so 12 angry men. Let's see if you can get the 50-point question. Can you name this Montreal housing complex designed by Moshe Safdie? That's a tough one. It was Habitat 67. Okay, that's What Number complete. Let's look at the next category, which is movie villains. Let's start with our 10-point question. Which Disney villain wanted to make a coat out of Dalmatian puppies? That's Cruella de Vil. And movie villains for 20 points. Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot is the real name of which Batman villain? That's the real name of the Penguin. Now for our 30-point question. What's the name of the German criminal mastermind played by Alan Rickman in Die Hard? That's Hans Gruber. And for 40 points. In the 1990 movie Misery, who says, "I'm your number one fan"? That was Annie Wilkes, who was played by Kathy Bates. And now movie villains for 50 points. Which of the usual suspects says the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist? I'm sure you've seen the film, but can you remember his name? That was said by Verbal Kint. Okay, our third category is House of Cards, where, unsurprisingly, all our questions have something to do with cards. So, for 10 points. According to the phrase, somebody who has a secret advantage has what card up their sleeve? We say they have an ace up their sleeve. Okay, House of Cards for 20 points. Which video game company was originally founded in 1889 as a playing card company? That was Nintendo. For 30 points. What word meaning complete failure is also used for the first 3 community cards in Texas Hold'em? In Texas Hold'em Poker, those 3 cards are called the flop. Okay, for 40 points. Traditionally, the King of Clubs is associated with which Macedonian king? Macedonian king being the clue there, that's Alexander the Great. And let's see the 50-point question. In poker, the dead man's hand was named after the card supposedly held by which American folk hero at the time of his death? That's Wild Bill Hickok. Our next category is AKA. All the questions in this round are to do with people or things that have more than one name. Okay, let's see our 10-point question. Which Scottish mythical creature is affectionately known as Nessie? That's the Loch Ness Monster. And AKA for 20 points. Which star of Baywatch and Knight Rider is known as the Hoff? I'm sure you know him, but could you remember his name? That's David Hasselhoff. Okay, let's see our 30-point question. What chemical element with the symbol Hg was formerly named hydrargyrum? If you know your periodic table, you'll know Hg is mercury. Okay, AKA for 40 points. Which Christian rite, literally meaning Thanksgiving, is also known as Holy Communion? That's the Eucharist. And our final question in this category, for 50 points. Because of the colour of its buildings, which Indian city is known as the Pink City? That's Jaipur. On to our final category, which is Around the World. Okay, let's check out the 10-point question. Can you name the capital of the highlighted country? That's Italy, so the capital is Rome. Okay, now for our 20-point question. Can you name this mountain? It's the tallest in Japan. That's, of course, Mount Fuji. Okay, the 30-point question for Around the World. This palace complex, the Alhambra, can be found in which European country? That's in Spain. Now for the 40-point question. Which line of longitude passes through all the highlighted countries? That's the prime meridian. And now on to our final question for 50 points. Including overseas territories, which country has the most time zones? Did you know that? It's France. Okay, how did you do? Did you get any of the 50-point questions, or were you stuck on the 10s? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, then hit that subscribe button, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.